Okay, welcome everyone to the library session. My name is Sarika. I'm one of the support librarian which supports the College of Sport and Exercise Science students. Okay, so today's session is going to be about library research and helping you find information resources for your research. So the main objectives would be finding books and e-books, so both print books as well as electronic books, journal articles. What do you mean by peer review? Okay, so how can we search for journal articles from peer-reviewed journals? Database search, we'll be looking specifically at a sport discus database. Okay, and in searching the sport discus database, we'll be touching on evaluating resources. What are some of the criteria you'll need to evaluate, say, website contents? Okay, and then develop on your referencing skills. And for this unit, you'll be using the APA style. Okay, so there was a news item last week sent on the You Collaborate for you to look at the APA guide and attempt the quiz. Hopefully you'll have had a go at doing the APA quiz. So we'll review the referencing, APA referencing today as well. The skills you'll be learning today will be relevant throughout your degree, so not just for this unit. Be relevant to you becoming a lifelong learner as well as being professional in the workforce. Okay, so the skills will be relevant throughout. The structure of the session, so it will be a short session, okay, an hour session, and it will be combined with searching for resources. So I'll be demonstrating to you how you'll be finding resources, and then I'll give you some time to find, say, books and e-books and journal articles. Okay, but the main aim for today's session is to find at least one peer-reviewed journal article that you'll use in your interview report assignment, which is your first assignment, and then email the article to yourselves in APA format. Okay, so that's the main aim of today's session. What I'll ask everyone to do now is go to the library's homepage. I'll demonstrate to you so you can look how I'm going to do that. And then go to the library guides, which is the unit guides for this class. And so I'll give you, say, 2 minutes to log onto the computers and then find this library guides. And it's the very first one under library unit guides, the exercise psychology. Logging on? Yep. Try the small as your ID number. Small as your ID number. And have you logged on to the pieces that we use? Okay, it will be temp with a capital T, no EMP, and your date of birth, the whole thing. So day. Overview of the referencing and why you need to reference at university. So when you're writing at university, you have to research the ideas of other people and then combine it with your own ideas and conclusions. So when I say other people, that means ideas of researchers, experts in the field. Okay? So learning to acknowledge other people through referencing will help differentiate between your ideas and, you know, the researchers' ideas or the experts' ideas. So why reference? Especially to show respect to the original source, okay? So using someone else's work and ideas, and you need to, properly acknowledge that it is their work, okay? To demonstrate that you've done some research, so you've considered some experts' opinion in order to, combine that with your own ideas and conclusions. To show that research you have done. So accurate referencing, following a specific style, which is the APA style for this unit, will enable the reader to easily locate and verify your research. So if you provide a reference list, the marker who's marking your assignments will be able to follow up and see which reference you've used. Okay? And to avoid plagiarism. Can anyone tell me what is meant by plagiarism?
Taking someone's work and pretty much saying it's yours.
Yes. So you're taking someone else's works, their ideas, and then presenting them as if it's your own. An example of plagiarism is, say you've used, you've read an article, you've sort of understood or paraphrased whatever the author has written, you're writing it in your assignment, but you haven't acknowledged, you haven't told the marker where you got that information from or where you got those ideas from. Another example could be copying someone else's work and presenting them as your own. So someone else who did an assignment, the same unit last year, did the same assignment, and you're presenting them as if it is your own work. So that's an example of plagiarism as well. Okay. So the APA referencing style, there's an online guide, library guide. The link is provided on VU Collaborate, okay? And it was also sent to you in last week as a news item. So the link to APA guide is there. It's got a lot of examples of how you can reference different information resources, say books, journal articles, a lot of examples are there. There's also a 2-page and a 13-page example on the home page of the APA guide that you can print it and keep it as a reference for yourself. Okay? Okay, let's see how much you understand about APA referencing. So now that you all have gone into the exercise psychology library guide, what I would like everyone to do is go to that guide so you can see what I'm doing at the moment. So on this guide, I'd like everyone to go to the Getting Started on Your Assignment tab. Okay, if you click on that tab, if you scroll down, you'll see towards the left, Review Your Referencing Skills. If you all could click on the session B, because we are in P213, just click on session B and then just answer that question there. So just have a look at the reference provided. So the reference there is provided. Just answer whether do you think that's the correct way of referencing an article using the APA style. Okay, so the majority of you have said no, and that is correct.
But why?
But why? Why do you think that referencing is correct?
Can you go back
Or
to the
why
example?
do you think- yeah.
Sarika, can you put it back? Yep.
Okay.
Okay, what's wrong with it, guys?
What is wrong with that article, the way it's referenced? Yes? Sorry?
Let's have some help.
Help with,
Yeah. I'm just getting.
Okay, yes, okay. So maybe just see anything wrong with the author? Yes.
Yeah, so that's the last name first,
Okay, last name first and then what else?
and then the initial on the first.
Initial, yes. So in that example there, yep. So it needs to be Blanchard, comma, S, full stop. Okay, so that's how you would write the author's name. What about the date, the publication date of that article? Is that correct? It's in brackets. Yes? Yes, that's correct. Then the next one is the theoretical model to describe progressions and regressions for exercise rehabilitation. Do you think that's a journal article journal article title or journal title? So is that a article title? Yes, that's correct.
Quickly find a spot.
Just grab a seat. Fine.
Hopefully you're all in my class, not Petra's. Petra's across the way.
We can't find her.
She's in that office, in that room across the way.
So if you're in Patrick class, P212, the one across, yeah. Okay. And do you think is there anything wrong with the article title, the way it's written? No? That is the correct way of writing the, yeah. So that's okay. What about physical therapy in sports? So that's the general title.
Should be in italics.
Yes, it should be in italics. So the title of the journal needs to be in italics, okay? And 15 here is the volume number. Is anything wrong with the way the volume number is written? No? Okay, needs to be in italics as well. Okay? And then in bracket 3 is the issue number, which doesn't need to be in italics. So just remember the journal title and the volume number needs to be in italics, but not the issue number, comma, and then the page numbers. Okay?
So there's no P in front of the page numbers, it's just the
Yes.
numbers.
Just the numbers. Okay, let's get back. Just very sort of showing you the correct way, and there's no bullet points here as well. So, just very briefly touching on to the two components of referencing style. This is all explained in the APA guide as well. Okay, so you'll be doing an in-text referencing. That's as you are writing your essay or your report. You've got an idea from, read an article, got an idea. You will provide an in-text reference with the author's surname, comma, publication year, and then followed by the page numbers if it's a direct quote. But if you're paraphrasing them in your own words, then you don't need to provide the page numbers. You only need to provide the author's name and the publication year. Okay? So that's the in-text references. Then it's the reference list. So whatever you've used in your in-text, use the in-text reference, you have to compile a list of references at the end of, say, your essay or your report writing, and then provide a list of all the references. An example is shown here, as you can see. This is how you would be writing a reference list. And it's in alphabetical order. So when you compile the list, you have to compile them in alphabetical order of the author's surname. Any questions about APA referencing before we move on to searching and keywords? Just remember there's an online guide called APA Referencing Guide, and you can print out examples. There's a 2-page example as well as a 13-page example that goes into a lot of details. Okay, let's look into keywords first before we go into searching. Okay, keywords are used to develop your search, and the places where you can identify your keywords are from your reading list, your lecture notes, even from your assignment questions, and then you have to apply these search strategies and combine them as well. So some of the search strategies are, I've mentioned here are phrases. So if you want to search for a particular word as an exact phrase, you can put them in double quotes, quotation marks, and then search. Synonyms are if you know if a term or if a word is known, has got an alternative term or other meanings, you can search for those words as well. You can apply Boolean logic, which I'll explain to you in the next slide as well. Okay, truncation and wildcards are if you want to search for, say, a word which is spelled, say American spelling as well as UK spelling. For example, behaviour, you know how it's written as I-O-U-R and O-R. So you can search using that as well. This is an example of a wildcard as well. So when I put an asterisk towards the end of this particular word, it will retrieve all the words with inactive, inactivity, and inactivities. Okay, so it finds all the words that ends with various other endings of that word. So you can always combine your search, using these strategies, and then get your results. So it will be a much better result. The useful one is using combining your keywords using Boolean logic. Okay, so and, or not. This is well explained using the diagram here, as you can see. If you put in women and sport, it will bring up within the results. It will only bring up all the, say, articles or books that you're looking for with both the terms. If you put in or, it will search for both, or keywords. And if you're putting not, obviously it will exclude the term that you don't want to include come up in your results. So in this example, it will bring up recreation, not sport. Some examples there as well. As you can see, so as I was saying to you about, the different strategies, examples are given there. These examples are also in the online guide, the exercise psychology library guide. Okay. Let's look at books and e-books using the library search. So I'll just go and demonstrate on the library's homepage. Actually, open Circuit Explorer. Just go back. Okay. So using the library search here, if you're searching for books or electronic books, you can put in keywords. You can search for an exact title, or if you know the author of the book, you can also search for the authors there as well. So we'll put in just a keyword. I'll put in exercise psychology. Then I'll choose books and ebooks because I only want to look at all the books and electronic books, and then search. So there's 1,510 results returned. So all the possibilities will appear here. So this only relates to all the books and ebooks using that keyword search there. The first thing that you need to do is further refine it to all the books and electronic books published in, say, the last 5 years, because you want to look at current information. Okay. Okay, so that's the result. You can further narrow it down to just say electronic books. If you only want to look at all the electronic books, you can click this box here. We'll update to display all the electronic books only. If you want a physical copy of the book and you just want to know what's available, say at Footscray Park, you can just tick this box and it will only bring up all the physical books that's available at Footscray Park. So it will display those books. Okay. Another thing that you can do is add in more keywords. So as you're on the search box here, you can add more keywords. Okay. So if you want to exercise psychology and maybe put females, do that search. So whatever keywords that you want to combine it with, you can do that as well. So you'll see as soon as you put in more keywords, depending on what you're putting, it will further narrow down your search. So if you're putting and or even not, it will narrow down your search. But if you put all, it will broaden your search. Okay? Because you're looking for more words, or you're looking for articles which is known by other alternative terms. But in this example, as you can see, it's reduced to 25. Okay? And they're displaying a lot of ebooks. Okay? And to know whether the book is a physical book, if you haven't limited it to just ebooks or physical books, you'll see it indicates there saying ebook, and it will also have a link to full text. So you can connect and go and read the book online using that link. Okay? Just wanted to show you another useful feature which is called bonus. Delete that. Free book. Okay, great. Okay, so the first one there, as you can see, is a book, so that means it's a physical book. Okay, it tells you the location of the book, also the call number. So this is the number which you'll find normally in the spine of the book, and it tells you where that book is on the shelves. So you have to note down that call number and then go and find the book on the shelf. Okay. At Footscray Park, 0012599 is on this level, level 2. Then level 3 is where all the 600 to 999 books are. A lot of exercise and psychology books you'll find it in 613 area, okay? And 790s is a lot of sports books there as well. So have a look at the call number, note down the call number, and then you could look them on the shelf. But before you go to look them on the shelves, it's very important to look at the status as well, okay? Whether the book is available or not. If it's available, it's on the shelves, you can just go and grab the book and check it out, okay? Just say this was out on loan and you still needed that book, what you can do is check if any of the other libraries which are part of the bonus service. So bonus is a scheme where there are other academic libraries that are part of these bonus libraries where you can borrow books from. So you can request books from other academic libraries that are part of the bonus service. Okay? So in this example it shows you there's 5 academic libraries that have got this particular book. Okay? So just click on the bonus. It will ask you to enter the institution name, which is Victoria University, your student ID, your library PIN. The library PIN is your date of birth. So if you haven't changed your library PIN, the default is your date of birth. So day, month, and the whole year. And then you choose the pickup location, which campus you want to pick it up from. And it takes between 3 to 5 working days for the books to come from other university libraries. Okay? So that's about books and electronic books. Any questions? No? Okay. I'm going to give you a couple of minutes to just go and explore, just do some keyword search and then see if you're able to find, you know, even a physical book. You can note down the call number and go after and collect it from the shelves, or electronic books if you want to read it online. Okay? Okay, we'll move on, guys, and I can see that everyone's sort of doing some research and you're able to find some books and e-books. Let's just break from searching and just look at evaluating resources. Okay? So whenever you find anything, you have to evaluate the content. Okay? So if you're even reading in a journal article, you have to evaluate where it is from, whether it's, you know, from a peer-reviewed journal article, or is it you found that article on a website, and who are the authors and things like that. Especially from a website, anyone can write anything on a website. Okay, there's no quality control process required, so anyone can publish anything. So it's very important to evaluate anything you find, mostly on a website. Okay. The 3 criteria that you need to apply are authority, accuracy, and currency. Authority refers to the author of the content. So who has written that content on a web page, okay? And what is their expertise? Are they researchers in that particular field? Are they, affiliated with any institution? So, and what is their qualifications? Okay, so things like that you need to consider when you're looking at a content from a web page. What is the intended audience as well? So is the content that's on the web page found, is it written for, say, primary school students, or is it for university students? Okay, so you need to know the intended audience. What type of site is it? This is what you can find out from the domain of the websites. Okay, so for example, if it's a .gov, that means it's a government website. Okay, so, or is it a .edu website? It's an educational institution website, for example, Victoria University. So you know the contents from, say, government websites and university websites are trustworthy. Okay, so they're credible sources. So you can trust on the information there. If it's a .com, say a commercial website, then you have to weigh it out. Okay. So they could be advertising their products, and the information provided on their page would be biased. So they could be, biased and then sort of advertise their products and give you some information there, so data that might not have, been from, or could not be accurate. And that leads us to accuracy. So if you're finding information, say, on a web page Are there any claims made supported by evidence? Okay. Has the author say the content on a website has got a tables of figures? Is it supported by references underneath the tables? You know, sometimes you'll get some facts and data, say from Australian Bureau of Statistics websites. Has the author used statistics from, you know, where you can verify that they are accurate? Does the site reference other sources? This could be found, say, towards the end of the article on a website. It will list all the references that they have used in order to write that article. Okay. Currency is does the information presented have published date? Okay. So normally you'll find a published date, say, towards the bottom of the page where it will come up with copyrighted, or this page has been updated. Okay, it should say updated date. And sometimes when was the last time the site was updated, as I mentioned, and some of the articles might also come up with a date saying it was written, you know, March 8, 2016, something like that. So the date, to see how relevant it is now, you know, the currency is really important. So just remember, these are the criteria you need to apply whenever you're looking for resources on a website. Okay, let's move on to journal articles, and this is sort of the whole purpose of this session, where you'll search for journal articles from a peer-reviewed journal. Okay, so I'll play a video which explains what a journal is and what is meant by a peer-reviewed article.
We all know the library is the perfect place for finding books, but it's also a great resource for periodicals. So what is a periodical anyway? Well, a periodical is any publication released on a regular schedule, like magazines and newspapers. But that's not all. Scholarly journals are a special type of periodical meant for academic research. But what makes them so different? Most periodicals are published by corporations with general information meant for a wide audience, while scholarly journals are published by universities and other professional groups. Many of these journals are available online through the library. They're subject-specific, with articles focusing on narrow, precise topics. They're also edited and approved by a board of specialists with references for each article. But more importantly, scholarly journals have all gone through a rigorous approval process, known as peer review. That means academic researchers must submit their work to a panel of anonymous reviewers who take every step to guarantee its quality, because all that matters is the research. That way, when it reaches you, it's filled with information you can trust. So, when doing your research, make the right choice with a source you can count on.
I talked about journals from peer-reviewed journals, so you know when the researchers or the authors write articles, journal articles, they send it to the publishers. The publishers then send it to anonymous reviewers. Okay, these are experts in the field. They review the article, and if it's all okay, then they get submitted and then they get published in peer-reviewed journals. Okay, so when you're looking for journal articles, you need to limit it to peer-reviewed journals, and I will show you how you can do that so that you are getting, you know, you're reading and quality journal articles. The library subscribes to both print journals as well as online journals. Most of our journal articles come in online, electronic format, okay? And what the library does is we subscribe to databases. And what a database is, a package, they're collections of journals that are packaged together by topic. Okay, an example of a database is a sport discus database. Okay, so it will have everything related to sport and exercise sciences. So you will see a lot of articles using, you know, on that topic. These databases can be searched using keywords, author's name as well, and article title as well. Okay, and the subjects, which I'll show you when I go and do the search. Two ways of finding journal articles. One is through library search. So you can enter the article title, author or keywords and do a search, similar to how we did the books and e-book search. instead of choosing the books and ebooks option, when you're searching for journal articles, you need to choose the journal articles option, and then you can further limit it to publication dates, say articles published in the last 5 years, peer-reviewed journals, and then full text option as well. So full text means the library subscribes to the whole article and not just the citation.
Sarika, would there be many occasions where a non-peer-reviewed journal would come up through Vic Uni?
Yes, it will.
Okay.
Yeah. So the library subscribes to both
Okay.
peer-reviewed journals
Thank you.
as well as non-peer-reviewed. So it's really important that you do limit it to peer-reviewed journals. Okay. When you do a search, once you check, you'll see on the results, say for example 30,000, and once you check on the peer-reviewed, it might reduce to a lesser number of articles displayed. But we do subscribe to most of the journals which are from peer-reviewed here, so which are peer-reviewed. Okay, so that's using the library search. The second option is using a database search. So using a database, you can search databases by name. So if you know the name of the database, for example, Sport Discus, okay, or Science Direct is another database name. You can browse them alphabetically, or you can do it by subject as well, so related to the topic. So just quickly demonstrate to you how you can search for journal articles. So I'll put in the same keywords, okay, as we did for the books. We put journal articles and then search. Okay. So as you can see, there's 70,000 results returned. Okay. The first thing I'll do is limit it to the last 5 years. Okay. So we'll see the number will reduce from 70,000. It's gone to 28,000. Remember, these are journal articles, but they're from both peer-reviewed as well as non-peer-reviewed journals. So now to limit to peer-reviewed, it's on the left-hand side under limit to. You need to tick this box here that says peer-reviewed journals. You'll see from 28,000, it's only reduced to 27,000. So most of the journals are peer-reviewed, as you can see, that the library subscribes to. So, but still there's, it's reduced by 1,000. So you could be looking at some articles that have been from, non-peer-reviewed journals. So you select that, and the other thing that you can do is look in for other keywords and subjects as well. So this will give you, further clues about, some of the other keywords that you can search as well. So if you click on Show More underneath the subject keyword, it will give you a list of all the other keywords as well. And it also lists how many articles are there that related to the keywords you put in combined with these keywords as well. Okay. So if you tick, you can update as well. Cancel. You can link to the full text just by clicking on the PDF full text. So if the PDF is available, you can click there. If the PDF is not available, just click here, check for full text. Okay? And what that means, the library might have the full text or it may not. So it's always a good idea to just limit it to full text only. So if you click here, limit to full text, that means you'll look at all the articles that the library has, full text for the whole article. So as you can see here, it still comes up with full text. That means we have got a full text, but it's not available as a PDF using the library search. So it's still available. If you click on the link and follow the link, it will take you up to the journal article. Okay, so that's about using the library search. Another tip that I can tell you using the library search is adding these into a folder. Okay, say you've searched for these articles. As you're browsing through the results, you can read the abstract of the article just by clicking on the search icon there, and if you scroll down, you'll see the abstract. The abstract of the journal article is a summary of the journal article, so it summarizes the journal article. So you want to read the abstract first before going into reading the whole article. So you read this abstract here and you really think, okay, it's relevant to what you're looking for. You can add them to a folder by clicking on the plus icon there. Once you click on plus, it will become yellow, and you'll see on the right hand side it has your article there. Okay, so you choose this one as well, and then choose this one. So you can go then to your folder view on the right hand side. Okay, and it will list all the articles that you've chosen. Okay, and you can select all, or you could deselect, and then you could email it to yourself. Okay, so you could email, if the article is available as a PDF here, you can also send attachment to the PDF to your email address as well. So you can email, save from here as well. Okay, so that was using the library search. Any questions about using the library search? So just remember limiting it to, say, the last 5 years, publication date, and peer reviewed. It's very important that you limit to peer reviewed and even full text, as well as the publication date.
I've told them they can go from 2010 onwards.
Okay, 2010 onwards.
Yep.
Okay, there you go. So you can get, yeah, the 2010 onwards. Okay. Okay, let's go and do another search where you can. Okay, databases. Okay. The ones on the screen, as you can see, are the listed databases that you can use for this unit, exercise psychology. So you'll find some relevant articles using any of those databases there. So Sport Discus, Psych Info, Science Direct is another good one as well, and Academic Search Premier. Okay. I'm going to show you today this, the Sport Discus database. Okay. I'll go back to the library's homepage here. So how do we access the databases? It's from the library's homepage. Under Find, this blue box here, it's under Databases A to Z. Okay? If you know the name of the database, you can do that, or you can browse alphabetically, or you can browse by subjects. So all the sport, exercise, science and recreation databases are here. Okay? So there's a number of databases that you can sort of see and you can explore as well. So I can type in the name, Sport Discus. Okay? Once I come to this page, I still have to connect to the database by clicking on this link here. Okay? So just make sure you click on this link. And this takes you to the Sport Discus database. So you can see it's searching Sport Discus database. You can put in your keywords there. So I'll put in, say, physical activity. Okay. Then what I can do is choose or select a field. Okay. Say physical activity is something that I really want, you know, in the abstract of an article to appear, or the title. You could choose the title or the abstract. So let me choose the abstract of a journal article. So I want physical activity to appear in the abstract of the journal article. Then I can combine them with other Boolean operators, and or not. I'll leave it to say and. Let me put exercise. Okay. I think exercise is really, you know, like a relevant keyword. I need to appear in an abstract as well. And then I might combine it, say, with motivation. Okay? I might leave this just to appear in, you know, any of the fields. Okay, so before hitting the search, I really need to limit it to peer-reviewed journals. Okay? And then the publication date as well. So I scroll down. I can also tick this box here, the full text. Then the publication year, so as Michelle said, from 2010 onwards, so I'll leave 2010 and I can leave this box empty, so it will retrieve all the articles from 2010 until now, so the current time, and then peer review box here. A very important peer review. So tick that box and then hit search. Okay. Okay, so I'm here now. I've retrieved 152 results. I can quickly check here that I've put in the limiters, full text, published date, peer review. Just in case if you forgot to put in, say, peer reviewed or the limited to the last 5 years or 6 years, you can always go back to the advanced search and then select those limiters again. Okay? So through there. As you can see with these, the database for Discus, when the results are displayed, it also displays the abstract of the journal article. So you can read the abstract of those articles. Okay? And then say you like it again, you can also add them to a folder. Okay? I'll select that one. You want to go read the full article, if it's available as a HTML or PDF, so choose the way you want to read, so whether the PDF or the HTML. So I like this one as well. I'm just adding them to a folder. Okay? Because part of the exercise is for you to find an article and then email it to yourself. Okay? And you can go to the folder view there. So on the right hand side, the folder view. Or you can always go back to the folder here from the very top menus there. So the folder view. Also from there, you can select all of them. Okay? And then email. If I click on email, okay, this is where you can enter your email addresses. Okay? Put in your email address if you want to put a subject or comments, you can do that. And then you can choose the citation format from there as well. So you can choose, say, APA, because you're using the APA style here, and then send it to yourself. Okay? So with the Sport Discus database, all the articles, because we've chosen full text, the article will be available as a PDF as well. So when you send yourself an email, you'll see the default. It's already chosen HTML full text PDF. So I could untick the HTML. I don't want the HTML format, just want PDF, and then send. So even the article will be sent to you as an attachment as well, okay, together with the citation. Okay, so I'm just going back to the search results here. Okay. And just wanted to show you another thing. If I click on, say, the article title, okay, you can also cite using this here, but it is not 100% correct, okay? But you can always sort of check using the site there and then choose the format, the style that you're using. But always remember that you need to double check because this might not be correct. Sometimes the author's name all comes in capital. So when you're being marked, you might, lose marks by, not modifying the...
Plus in the title it's got too many capital letters.
Yes. So I'm just showing you that, it is available here, but you will always have to check that it's the correct, way it has sort of reference. Okay, and all the information about the authors, the source is also there. Abstract of the journal article as well. And you can click to the PDF and go to the PDF as well. Okay, so we've got a couple of minutes left. What I'll do is I'll say give you 5 or 6 minutes. You can do a keyword search using the Sport Discus database. Okay, make sure you're limited to the date published, say from 2010 onwards. Limited to peer reviewed, and then add them to a folder and then email it to yourself. Okay, So email at least one article that you're going to use for your the report for your first assignment.
Okay, so think about what keywords you're going to have for the references you want to cite for our project, for our report. So we've got to remember those two questions. The ones are what qualities and skills does a health professional need to help someone who's sedentary? So that's part B. And part A was looking at the differences in values and perceptions of an exerciser versus a non-exerciser. So choose some relevant keywords that you can put in to search for some relevant journals, please.
Databases, okay? There's Alexandra Street counselling and canopy videos, okay, related. You can do keyword search using those databases as well. Some newspaper databases as well. These links are provided on VU Collaborate, so we've got the whole PowerPoint there. You can have a look and try to explore these databases as well. And if you need further assistance, the library has got Ask a Librarian service as well as live chat. So you can chat to a real person from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Monday to Friday. Or you can go to the library service desk and ask a library staff member there as well. Or there's plenty of information on the library website, as well as those exercise psychology lead guides as well. Okay.
Please join me in thanking Sarika very much for the information.